Good evening. At this time, I want to call to order our December 4th Baldwin County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, and we'll welcome you to our meeting tonight. If you will, stand with us as we have a prayer and a pledge of allegiance. Father, we're thankful to you for this day and for the blessings we've each enjoyed. Father, we thank you for this great county we live in, for all that make it that way. It's the citizens, the elected people, our first responders. Father, we're thankful for even our staff who put this meeting together tonight, worked hard to make that happen. And so, Father, we just ask that this meeting tonight is done in the way we show respect to each other and honor you in our actions. And, Father, we just pray that you'll just guide us in this time. We pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I'll call the roll. Brandon Bias, Scott Schamberger, Michael Mullet. Here. Greg Seibert.
Here.
Michael Fletcher.
Here.
George Waters.
Here.
Reed Key. And our newest member, Doug Lipscomb.
Here.
And Doug, we want to welcome you to our meeting tonight. First one, and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We'll try to get you indoctrinated well tonight. Mr. Dixon, do you want to have your time speak? Not yet? Oh, we got a minutes to approve. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I got two things I want to do. Let's go ahead and get the minutes first, and I got one other thing. You've had the minutes of the meeting sent to you for November 6th for our regular meeting and our work session. If there are no corrections, I'd entertain a motion they both be approved.
So moved.
Mr. Seibert's made a motion that those be approved. Do I have a second?
Second. Mr. Waters.
George? Okay, George Waters second the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, minutes are approved. Brandon Bice, is our co-chair, is not here tonight. In his absence, I'm going to assign Greg Seibert to be our co-chair. I don't typically worry about it too much, but I've got this cough that may start at any moment, and I will have to step out, so Greg will have to fill in if that happens. All right. Let me go ahead and do this consent first. Yeah. All right, we have three items in work session we talked about we have put on the consent agenda. All three of these are extension requests. And so I will read these out. They are PER 25-44, the Farm East RV Park, the PER 25-45 Lone Oak Farms, and then PER 2546 Blueberry Fields. All of these are extension requests. We looked at these in work session. They are on the consent agenda, so I will entertain a motion that these be approved.
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
All right, Ms. Cyrus made a motion that we approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Fletcher second the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And chairman votes in favor of the motion. Consent agenda is approved. All right. Now you ready, Mr. Dixon?
I'm ready. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we do have several public hearings. I'll quickly go through our public hearing guidelines. Several of our applications do require public hearings with subdivision variances, conditional use, site plan approval, and any kind of ordinance change, which we don't have any ordinance changes tonight. Our guidelines are we have public comments should only be made during the public hearing portion of the meeting. So when the chairman opens the public hearing, you can come up and call your name. You can come up to the microphone and state your name and address into the microphone for the record. These meetings are recorded, so please speak into the microphone clearly so it can be recorded properly. Comments should be directed to the Planning Commission chairman, and he can disseminate those comments to whoever needs to answer them. Comments should be focused on the application that is being presented at that time. And individuals have a time limit of 3 minutes for comments, and if you're representing a group, just let the chairman know what group you're representing, and he can give you 5 minutes for those applications. As we go over every month, the state law is very clear when it comes to subdivision cases that if the application has met all of our regulations, the Planning Commission does not have any discretion over approving it and must approve it. So our job is to make sure they're complying with all our regulations, and then we have to approve them once they do that. Be glad to answer any questions if you have any.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, with that, we'll open the public hearing for our first case item. This is case number CPD 25-02. This is cottages on the Cove condominiums. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? Okay. Ms. Waters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you mentioned, this is the CPD application for the cottages on the Cove condominiums. The subject property is located in Planning District 25. It is currently zoned RMF6 multifamily district, and the subject property is located north of State Highway 180. The request is for a commission plan development site plan for a condominium development that will include 7 single-family dwellings. The applicant has provided a drainage narrative by David DeChera with Cadre Engineering that has been reviewed and approved by our permit engineer. Wetlands are identified on the property, and they are reflected with a protective buffer. The proposed utilities are Gulf Shores Utilities for water and sewer, Baldwin EMC for power, broadband, it will be Extreme, and Baldwin County Solid Waste Authority as the solid waste provider. The applicant is requesting a commission plan development approval for a condominium development, and the subject property is approximately 3.98 acres and is zoned RMF6 for multifamily district. In RMF6, the zoning district allows a density of 6 units per acre, and the proposed development is well below that maximum density. No wetland impacts are proposed as part of this project. The request meets the requirements of the Baldwin County subdivision regulations and zoning ordinance. Staff is recommending approval with the following conditions. And in those conditions, 2 of them have already been addressed by the applicant. Here is your vicinity map and your zoning map and the proposed site plan with the landscape plan. Property images and the proposed floor plans of those dwellings. Additional permit requirements from U.S. Fish and Wildlife reflecting that an ABM habitat permit is not required for this development, and communication with ALDOT where it reflects that they are in support of this project. With all that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions for staff? Okay. Is there someone here representing the developer that wished to speak?
We're just here for any questions you have.
Okay. And I have no one signed up to speak one way or the other on this. Is that correct? All right. All right. Does anybody have any questions for the applicant? All right. With that, then I'm going to close the public hearing. Unless you have a question, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve case number CPD 25-02, subject to staff conditions.
Okay, Mr. Mullock's made a motion that it be approved. Subject to staff conditions. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Mr. Seibert has seconded the motion. Any questions on the motion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. We'll open public hearing now for case number SC 25-53. This is a resub of Lot 2A Deering Acres subdivision. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? Okay, Ms. Mosley?
Hello. Let me get you in here. This is case number SC 2553, the resub of lot 2A, Deering Acre subdivision. They're requesting preliminary plat approval for replat of the lot 2A of Deering subdivision, creating 2 residential lots. This is in Planning District 32. Zoning is RSF1. Minimum lot area is 30,000. Again, the request is for a preliminary plat approval for replat of lot 2A of Deering Acre subdivision, creating 2 residential lots. The smallest being .918 acres. A drainage narrative was prepared by Catherine Clark, and it was approved by the Planning and Zoning Permit Engineer. There is no wetlands that are noted on the property. Here's a location map. Again, aerial map. The zoning map is RSF1. History, we have had some public comments received via phone. Citizens were not aware of the rezoning of the subject property in 2008 from RA to RSF1. And there were also some confusion with the lot 1 that is north of the subject property. Here's the rezoning case number. Again, SC 2553, the resub of lot 2A of Deering Acres. Enlarged. Staff analysis. The subject property is located south of County Road 26 and west of John Bloch Road in Alberta community area. The history, the Deering Acre subdivision is a 3-lot subdivision recorded in September of 2025. The proposal, SC 2553, is a residential 2-lot subdivision. Subdivision of lot 2A of the Deering Acre subdivision, and any future development of the subject property will need to adhere to the Baldwin County Access Management Policy Procedure and apply for any applicable permits. Staff recommends the subdivision variance be approved with conditions subject to the compliance with the Baldwin County subdivision regulations. The condition is to adhere to the Baldwin County Access Management Procedure and apply for any applicable permits. Any questions?
Any questions for staff?
Jenny, is this a subdivision application or is it a variance
I'm sorry, that was a
application?
typo with me. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
Just kidding.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Mr. Smith, did you want to address anything?
I'm just here to answer questions if needed.
Okay, Hunter Smith's here representing the applicant. If we have any questions, anybody have any questions for him? Okay. I lost my original screen, by the way. I forget who's taking care of it, so I don't know who. Did anybody sign up on this one? All right. No one else has signed up on it? I'll close the public hearing. All I got is Hunter. So I'll close the public hearing on this item. Does anybody have any questions or comments? If not, then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve case SC 25-53, subject to staff conditions.
Okay, Mr. Mullick has made a motion to approve. We have a second?
Second.
Mr. Fletcher has seconded the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we'll open the public hearing now for case number SC 25-55, replat of Lot 1, Valavecchi Split Subdivision. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Ms. Mosley, you doing this one also?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is the right one. SC 2555, the replat of Lot 1, Volvecchi Split subdivision. This is for preliminary plat approval for a large 2-acre subdivision. Our recommendation is approval with conditions. It's in Planning District 15, zoning RA. Again, the request is for preliminary plat approval for a large 2-acre subdivision. The smallest lot being 4.37 acres. A drainage narrative was prepared by Mark Gonzalez, and it was approved by Baldwin County Planning and Zoning Permit Engineer. And there is no jurisdictional wetlands that were identified, and a wetland delineation was provided. There's a location map. Aerial, zoning. Again, it's SC 2555 replat of Lot 1, Volvecchi Split subdivision. Here it is enlarged. Wetland delineation. Again, this is subject property is located west of State Highway 181 and south of Pleasant Road. History, the subdivision exemption was approved on 12/5/16, splitting off 1.18 acres from the subject parcel. This proposal is for a large 2-lot subdivision. Any future development of the subject properties will need to adhere to the Baldwin County Access Management Policy and Procedures, applying for all applicable local, state, and federal permits. Staff recommends that the preliminary plat for case number SC 2555, replat of Lot 1, Volvecchi Split subdivision, be approved with conditions subject to compliance with the Baldwin County subdivision regulations. Specific conditions, any future development of the subject property will need to adhere to the Baldwin County Access Management Policy and Procedure, apply for all applicable local, state, and federal permitting. Any questions?
Okay, any questions for staff? All right, anyone here representing the applicant on this one that wanted to speak? Okay. Does anybody have any questions for the applicant? All right, I only had one person signed up, and it was in support, and that's Mr. Odom. Did you want to speak? Oh, that's, okay. All right, that's easy enough. No one else has signed up. If no questions, I'll close the public hearing. Entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion we approve case number SC 25-55, subject to staff conditions.
All right, Mr. Syvert's made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Fletcher has seconded the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we'll open the public hearing now for case number SC 25-56. This is the Willis Division subdivision of Lot 25, Unit 2, Riverside Farm Estates, which is a replat of Lot 25. Anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? All right, Ms. Mosley.
Okay. SC 2556, Willis Division, sub of Lot 25, Unit 2, Riverside Farm Estates. The request is for a preliminary plat approval for replat of Lot 25, Unit 2, Riverside Farm Estates. Recommendation is approval with conditions. It's in Planning District 15. The zoning is RSF-E. The subject property is located south of County Road 54, located directly off Wilson Road. Again, the request is for preliminary plat approval for the replat of Lot 25, Unit 2 of the Riverside Farm Estates, the smallest lot being 1.89 acres. A drainage narrative was prepared by J.E. Hamilton, P.E., and it was approved by P&Z permit engineer. Here's our location. Aerial map. Zoning. This is the original recorded plat of Riverside Farms Estate Unit 2. Again, this is SC 2556 Willis Division, sub of Lot 25, Unit 2, Riverside Farm Estates. It's enlarged. The Unit 2 of Riverside Farm Estate subdivision was recorded April 18, 1962, created the 70-lot subdivision. The proposed re-subdivision of Lot 25 will create 2 residential lots and will access Wilson Road. Any future development of Lot 25A and 25B will need to adhere to the Baldwin County Access Management Policy and Procedure, apply for all applicable permits. Staff recommends that the preliminary plat approval for the replat of Lot 25 of Riverside Farms Estates, Unit 2, case number SC 2556, be approved with conditions. Specific conditions, any future development of the subject properties will need to adhere to the Baldwin County Access Management Policies and Procedures, apply for all applicable permits. Any questions?
Ms. Mosley, what's the minimum lot size for RSFE? Is it, what's the minimum? It's 80,000?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions for staff? Okay. Mr. Willis, did you want to say anything? Okay. Mr. Willis is the only one I had signed up on this item also. All right. With that, I'll close the public hearing. These are flowing way too smooth tonight. I know, I just jinxed it, didn't I?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion, we approve case number SC 25-56, subject to staff conditions.
All right, Mr. Seibert's made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Mullick second the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Open public hearing now for case number SC 25-57. This is the preliminary plat approval of resub of Lot 1C, T and K subdivision. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? All right, Ms. Waters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This case was actually prepared and reviewed by Mary Booth, but I will be presenting that for her today. The subject property is located in Planning District 18, and it is unzoned. It is located on the west side of Glass Spivey Road. At the end of the road, Glass Spivey Road comes off County Road 62 South in the Elsinore community. The request is for preliminary plat approval for a 2-lot residential subdivision, where the smallest lot's approximately 4.9 acres. The owner is Mr. B.J. Blanchard, and the surveyor was Danny Clark with Smith, Clark and Associates. Little history here on this property appears to be that it received a concurrent approval in December of last year, and then also a common movement of property line was done on the property. No public comments were received for this project. The proposed utilities are on-site wells and septic tanks, and Baldwin EMC as the utility provider. The subject parcel is approximately 20 acres, and the owner and developer is requesting a resub of Lot 1 of the resub of Lots 1A and 1B of the resub of Lot 1 T and K subdivision. And staff's recommending approval with the following condition. Here is your overall preliminary plat. And enlarged. Each lots are approximately 9.8 acres. Aerial imagery of your subject property and your planning district. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions for staff? All right, I only had one sign up. Mr. Smith, did you have anything you wanted to say on this one? All right. I'll close the public hearing then. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve case SC 25-57.
All right, Mr. Mullick's made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Fletcher, second the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we'll open public hearing now for case number SC 25-58, Northern Pines. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? Ms. Waters?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you mentioned, this is a request for Northern Pines, a preliminary plat approval of a 10-lot residential subdivision. This subject property is located in Planning District 13. It is unzoned, and it is located south of Bermuda Lane and southwest of Hunting Club Road in the Seminole area. The property owner is Spring-Fed LLC, and the surveyor is Trent Wilson with Wygand Wilson Surveying. And as I mentioned, the request is for 10 lots. The total acreage is 24 acres, and each lot is approximately 2.4 acres in size. The utilities proposed are wells, septic tanks, and Baldwin EMC as the power provider. The applicant has provided a wetland delineation, and no jurisdictional wetlands were identified on the subject property. Staff analysis is that, in comments, is that the proposed subdivision is a replat of the original Pine Nest subdivision originally approved by the Planning Commission at the August 1st, 2024 Planning Commission meeting, and all lots must adhere by the requirements of the access management policy for single driveway access. Staff is recommending approval with no specific conditions. Here's your subject property and the preliminary plat. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions for staff? Okay. I have no one signed up for this. There is somebody here representing the applicant. Any comments? Okay. Any questions for anybody? All right. No questions. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve SC 2558 with conditions.
Okay. Mr. Fletcher's made a motion to approve. Do you have a second?
I second it.
Mr. Lipson seconded the motion. All right. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, I'm going to open the public hearing now for case number SPP 25-29. This is a preliminary plat approval for the resub of lots 2, 7, and 9 of CC 77 subdivision. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? Ms. Waters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is another case that was prepared by Mary Booth that I'll be presenting for her. As you mentioned, this is the resub of lots 2, 7, and 9 of CC 77 subdivision, located in Planning District 22, currently zoned RA for rural agricultural. The subject property is located west of CC Road, north of County Road 32, and south of Cactus Court. The request is for preliminary plat approval for a 6-lot residential subdivision. The total acreage is approximately 10 acres, where the smallest lot size is approximately 4.9 acres. A little property history here is that the Planning Commission approved the preliminary plat for a 17-lot subdivision known as the CC 77 subdivision in June of this year. The proposed utilities are well and septic, and Baldwin EMC as the power provider. A drainage narrative prepared by Chris Lieb was submitted for review and accepted by the permit engineer. Staff analysis in common is that this is a resub of lots 2, 7, 9, and 9 of CC 77 subdivision. Common drives are required to meet the access management policy, and a driveway plan has been provided for review by staff for compliance. The applicant will need to install the common drives prior to submitting for final plat approval. Staff's recommending approval with these following specific conditions. Common drives shall be installed, inspected, and accepted before submitting a final plat application, and that preliminary plat approval is good for 2 years from the approval date. Here is your zoning map and your aerial map with the highlighted parcels and your preliminary plat and the driveway distance site plan. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions for staff?
Fabia, just to be clear, is the total acreage incorrect in the report? Because it says the total acreage is plus or minus 9.9 acres. But you got the smallest lots 4.
Yeah, I guess it is incorrect. I apologize for that. Looking at the area, it looks like one parcel is 6.4 acres, the other one's 8 acres, and
Right.
the other one's also 8
So
acres.
it's closer to 24 acres.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for staff? All right, once again, I had no one signed up. Is there someone here representing the applicant? Okay, you got an easy night so far. Jinx it somewhere along here. All right, if no questions, I'm going to close the public hearing.
I have a question. As
Yes.
we're zoned RA here and we're, I'm going to say cutting or putting these lots down to the smallest lot size of 4.9 acres, is there, you know, were there any restrictions or how far does that go down
Well,
with
rural
this zoning?
agricultural minimum lot size is 3 acres. So they would not be able to further develop any parcel that is ultimately would be less than 3 acres.
Okay, good, Michael? Yep. All right, any other questions? All right, again, I close the public hearing. If there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve SPP 25-29 with restrictions.
All right, Mr. Fletcher's made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Mr. Seibert, seconded the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, open public hearing, application number SRP 25-19. This is a replat of Lot 1 of Heron Court subdivision. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? Ms. Mosley.
Okay, SRP 2519, replat of Lot 1 of Heron Court subdivision. The request is for a replat of Lot 1 in the Heron Court subdivision. Applicant are requesting to relocate the lot line between the existing lot of record, Lot 1, and a meets and bounds out parcel. We're recommending approval with conditions. It's located in Planning District 24. Zoning is RSF2. The subject property is located on Ono Island, northwest of Ono Boulevard, off of Herring Court. A replat of Lot 1 in the Herring Court subdivision. Applicants are requesting again to relocate the lot line between an existing lot of record, Lot 1, and the meets and bounds out parcel. And the total acreage will be 1.9 acres. The subject parcel is located on Herring Court subdivision, and the out parcel is northwest back property line. The request is to combine the two as Lot 1 of the Herring Court subdivision. An updated wetland delineation was provided by the applicant. Any future development, land disturbance will require all applicable local, state, and federal permits. Staff have no objections to the request of the revisions. Here's the zoning map, vicinity, plat. Here's our wetland delineation. Staff recommends that the revised preliminary plat, case number SRP 2519, replat of Lot 1, Herring Court subdivision, be approved with conditions subject to compliance with the Baldwin County subdivision regulations. Specific conditions: submit the revised plat for signatures and record within 90 days of approval date as outlined in section 4.2A4. Any future development, land disturbances will require all applicable local, state, and federal permits. Any questions?
Any questions for staff?
So we're combining these two lots?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions? I had no one signed up on this item. Is there a representative of this applicant? Okay. Well, since I didn't have anybody signed up, I'll close the public hearing. Unless you have a question, we'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion we approve case number SRP 25-19.
All right, Mr. Seibert made the motion to approve. Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Mullock, second the motion. All right, any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, that's the last of our subdivisions, I believe. We now move into our site plans. Open a public hearing now for case number CSP 24-34. This is HL Storage Facility. Anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? All right, Ms. Bates.
All right. This is CSP 2434, the HL storage facility. The request is for an RV and boat storage lot. Staff recommends approval with conditions. Here is the county district map and the district that it's located in. The subject property is on the south side of County Road 12 in Planning District 30. The zoning is RMF6, which is our residential multifamily. The total acreage is 3.3. And we have the agency comments over on the side. We did reach out to the city of Foley and they gave me the adjacent zoning. Also, we did receive 2 letters in opposition later this afternoon. Here's the locator map and the site map. The property to the north is zoned in the city of Foley. It's a PUD, planned unit development, and being used as residential. The property to the south is RMF6, multifamily, and is being used as residential. The property to the east is in the city of Foley. It's zone R1D, which is a residential single family, and it's being used as residential. And then, of course, the property to the west is RMF6 and is vacant. Here's the subject property, the adjoining properties to the east and to the west and to the north. And the criteria of reviewing the commission site plan approval is outlined in section 1810.5 of the Baldwin County zoning ordinance, and staff has carefully considered all of these factors during the evaluation of the application. The proposed site plan for the boat and open RV storage conforms with the requirements of the zoning ordinance, and the future land use of the property displays rural agricultural LID potential and mid-density development and high-density development potential, and the parcel is adjacent to the city of Foley. State Highway 59 is a principal arterial which serves as a major center of metropolitan areas, provided a high degree of mobility and can provide mobility through the rural areas. Staff believes that the use is consistent with the community welfare and should not detract from the public's convenience at this location. Here's the site plan showing the overall project. Here's the grading plan, the erosion control plan, and here's the landscape plan showing all the way around the 3.3 acres. They're going to have up front an office, and then the open and boat RV storage will be in the shaded area. Here's the future land use map showing the difference. And again, staff finds that CSP 2434, that's a typo, HL storage facility application should be recommended for approval with the following conditions. And I can go back to any slides or answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, any questions for staff?
Are they an open-air storage area? Are they allowed to build like pole barns and things like that? Is that considered open air?
Not in this. This is just going to be parking. They're just
Okay.
going to be parking it out.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
Any other question for staff? All right. Mr. Shoenight, I think you're the applicant. Did you want to speak? Yeah, come to this podium in the front here.
One in the center.
This is my son, Paul III, my daughter, Kayla. I thought it was important for us to go ahead and speak, especially if there's a couple of letters of opposition to this. This was originally 9-acre storage complex. We reduced it to a little bit over 3 due to the phase A, 1 or 2 and 3, so we just made it 1 for right now. Backstory, this is my parents bought the property in the 60s, a little over 200 acres, there's 25 acres left in my name, and I'm trying to preserve it. And it's not making me any money. 2019, we decided, hey, let's just do a small RV storage, which we thought was going to be pretty simple. Apparently there's a lot to it, and approval of 2022, granted some hiccups after that approval, so we back down. Bottom line is I get letters and phone calls throughout the year wanting to sell. We don't want to sell. We love Baldwin County, we love our property, I want to keep 25 acres. Where else am I going to go? If I sell, there's no doubt whoever purchases it is going to put an apartment complex there. Because that's what has been divulged to me by phone calls. And I told them I appreciate the phone call, but we want to keep it. And it's going to be a family business. We want to be quaint, quiet, and you saw on the map, it's going to be buffered, which was always the plan. I didn't know it was 30-foot buffering, but that's fine. sorry about that. So that's the plan. That's what we want to do. Not trying to start no trouble with the neighbors, which we never had neighbors before. We was there before anyone else, so I hope it's not an issue for anyone, but that's our plan, and we'd like to move forward with it. We do appreciate the staff's work on this and your time listening to me.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I did have a couple people signed up in opposition. We'll start with John Gregson.
Shall we go together?
Sure. You sure can. Are you Deborah by chance? Okay, because that's the second person I had, so good, you come together.
My name is Deborah Gregson. This is my husband, John. We are homeowners at 8943 Turf Creek Drive. And our property, our backyard backs up to the vacant lot, the proposed RV storage. Number one, we would not like to look at our backyard and see metal. Of course, no one does. The other problem, the bigger problem that we see is the traffic congestion that is already a problem on County Road 12. We have Anchor Point Church across from our subdivision, which is Willow Lake, and at times it's very difficult to even get in and out of the subdivision. We also have traffic congestion just right down the road at the corner of James Road and County Road 12. And there's 3 churches on County Road 12. The other problem is morning and afternoon traffic. And also, in the summer, the traffic is horrendous. People taking County Road 12 to go to and from the Beach Expressway. So it's a lot of traffic already, a lot of congestion without another business being on that road. So that is our primary concern, is the traffic congestion, but also a metal building right in our backyard, right in our face, affecting our property values. Do you have anything you want to say?
John Gregson at the same address as my wife. I just had some questions about the distance from the back fence, our back fence, and before the actual storage place begins.
It's been hard for us to hear everything that's being said, and I could not see the map as well, so that was a problem. We didn't quite get the gist of it.
The distance between the east side of the proposed storage facility to our back fence there.
All right, Crystal, you have a clue on that one?
Yes,
Okay.
so first it's just going to be an office, like a check-in, check-out office, a small, and then it's going to be open parking. There's not going to be a metal building, but they're going to have 30 feet landscape buffer all the way around, and it will be right on the property line.
Okay, what type of trees? Are they fast-growing trees, or exactly what are you planning to plant?
They have to do canopy, understory, and shrubs, and they have to be a certain diameter for us in order for us to complete this permit.
And so what is the distance from our back fence to the,
They're going to start their 30-foot landscape buffer
30
right
foot?
on their property line.
And is my understanding correct that the office is actually going to be
on the County Road 12?
on that side? I wasn't quite clear.
Okay, so if you can follow my cursor, let me dismiss this. They're going to access right here off of 12, and then they're going to have a small office right here with the required parking and landscape. And then right here where you see this is going to be where they're going to park the boats and RVs.
And where's the east side of that?
So the east side is going to be up here,
Okay,
and they're going to have a 30-foot landscape buffer along this side.
okay, and then what is the distance from the landscape to the box you have there from the east side?
From,
That one right there where you got your cursor?
I mean, I don't have those measurements.
Looks like about 40 feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it'll be roughly 70 feet from the
Okay.
or
Okay.
more.
Is there going to be anything done with the fencing on the back there, on where our property lines are?
We don't require anything with fencing.
Okay, so our property's just going to be open
Yeah.
directly into that. Sounds like, okay, okay. Still, the traffic issue for us too, it's horrendous in the summer.
Okay? Thank you, folks. All right, that's all I had signed up to speak on this item. Anybody have any questions?
I'm sorry, sir.
I haven't closed, go ahead. You have to come back up to the podium.
Yeah, the question that I have is, I understand that this property has already been voted on 2 or 3 times already by, our neighbors have told us that it had already been voted on 2 or 3 times already, and people across the street, I don't know that subdivision, but it's right there by Anchor Point Church on the north side,
I believe it's Meadow Run.
that it has already been, am I wrong with that information?
I'd have to ask, do you know, Crystal?
Yes, this has been seen and voted on at Planning Commission. They have 365 days in order to start the construction, and he's lapsed in time, so he had to come back for approval in order to proceed with the construction.
Okay,
And Meadow Run is the subdivision to the north.
all right.
So,
All right, with that, I'm going to close, I didn't have anybody else, I'm going to close the public hearing. Anybody on the Planning Commission have any questions, or any comments? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve case number CSP 24-34, subject to staff conditions.
All right, Mr. Mullick's made a motion to approve. Do I have a second? A second. Mr. Lipscomb has seconded the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, I'm opening a public hearing now for case number CSP 25-08. This is the Black and Veatch cell tower. This is a commission site plan approval request. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? Okay, Ms. Rhodes?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is case CSP 2508, Black and Veatch Cell Tower. Their request is for a 300-foot self-supporting telecommunications tower. The existing 240-foot tower will be demolished, and they will be replacing it with the 300-foot tower. Here's the location of the property within the county. The property is located north of County Road 64 and east of Oakleaf Lane in the Loxley area. This is in Planning District 12. The property is zoned M1, Light Industrial District, and the total property acreage is about 9.2 acres. However, for the cell tower, there's 4,512 square feet of leasable area. Here's the locator and the site maps. The adjacent zonings to the north and west are residential single-family estate, and to the south and east, we see rural agricultural, and all the adjacent land uses are residential. And here are the adjacent property images. The proposed site plan for the self-support tower conforms to the requirements of the zoning ordinance. A wireless communications tower is a permitted use in M1 zoning. The future land use of the property displays moderate development potential. This can include neighborhood centers or nodes at key intersections, and that would allow for a combination of retail, office, and service uses. to meet the needs of the community. Here's the site plan and the details of the compound, the tower elevation, the future land use map, their grading plan, utility plan, and staff's recommendation is approval with the conditions outlined on the screen. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions for staff? Okay. Only had Mr. Frank Dalio to speak. Did you want to say anything?
Just a question.
All right, you're representing the applicant? Yeah, okay. So if anybody has any questions for the applicant? All right, thank you, sir. I had no one else signed up. We'll close the public hearing then. Unless you have questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve case number CSP 25-08, subject to staff conditions.
Okay, Mr. Maltz made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Waters seconded the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And I believe our final item, I'll open the public hearing for case number CSP 25-40, the Swenson Office Warehouse Commission Site Plan Approval Request. Does anybody need to declare prior communication on this item? Okay, Ms. Rhodes.
All right, this is case CSP 2540, the Swenson Office Warehouse. The request is a 2,000 square foot office warehouse. Here's a location of the property within the county. It's located in Planning District 12. It's located near the intersection of Rawls Road and State Highway 59 in the Loxley area. The current zoning is B3, General Business District. The total acres is about 1.59 acres. Here's the locator and the site maps. The properties to the north, south, and west are zoned RSF3, residential single family with residential land use. And to the east, we have B4, major commercial with a commercial land use. And here are the adjacent property images. The proposed site plan for the 2,000 square foot office warehouse conforms to the requirements of the zoning ordinance. The future land use map of the property displays primarily conservation development potential. This allows for conservation-based or cluster development with high levels of low-impact design and sustainable development practices. The pattern of the area in terms of development is primarily residential, and we do see commercial. An office warehouse is a conditional use in B3 zoning with commission site plan approval, and staff believes that the office warehouse use is consistent with the community welfare and should not detract from the public's convenience at this location. Here is the site plan and their lighting plan, their grading and drainage plan, the erosion control plan, their utility plan. This is the future land use map showing that the lot is primarily conservation development. And finally, their landscaping plan. And staff finds this case should be recommended for approval with the conditions outlined on the screen. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions for staff?
Excuse me, I have one. What is the size, the total size of this subject property?
It is 1.59 acres. They did receive approval for a 2-lot subdivision. Let me go back to the site plan. So lot 1, and they are constructing on lot 2.
Okay. So they are constructing on the south side of what we're looking at as the subject property.
Correct.
All right, any other questions for staff? All right. Mr. Swenson, did you want to come up and speak?
No, I'm just here to answer any questions.
Okay. And then I had Heather Casablanc. I apologize if I didn't say your last name right.
It was wrong, but it's okay. I'm used to it, so. All right, my name is Heather Casabon. I live at 16901 Halo Court, directly behind Lot 1. And this is Betty. She lives behind the Lot 2. So we have a couple questions. Our biggest thing is the lighting. The one behind his building is going to be shining like right into our property. Is there any way we can make the lighting where it all goes towards Riles Road or 59, that area?
Yeah, our lighting standards, they should not be directed towards any homes. They should be directed downward.
Okay.
And that was something that we made sure that that is what they would have in their review.
Okay, because I saw there was one like on the, some on the back of the building, so I didn't know what those.
Yeah,
how
we need
they
to
would
make
be.
sure that the lightings would be cast downward.
Okay, all right, and then I know, like, okay, so I know y'all said y'all don't require him to have a fence, but is there any way just like they can put up some kind of a barrier besides the 30-foot landscaping plan? Because, I mean, we're wide open in our backyard, and I'm going to see everything that's going on, and they're going to see everything I have, and I shouldn't have to put a fence up because he wants to build. So is there any way that that can be mandatory or added, or?
It looks like there is a fence.
It's a chain link fence, and it's
okay.
on my property. It's like the property line for Lakeland where it stops back there. So it's Lakeland's fence, but it's in my backyard, so.
Yeah, we don't have requirements for fencing, but we do
Okay.
have the landscaping requirements, and that's why we require a 30-foot robust buffer.
Okay, all right. All right, sounds good, thank you.
Thank you. All right, and then I did have Dustin Britton signed up to speak. Did you want to speak? Okay. And that's all I have. All right. Anybody have any questions, comments before I close the public hearing?
I do. I see landscaping on two sides. What about the third side there?
So Rawls Road is a local road, and it doesn't require landscape buffers. And then the Lot 2 is zoned B3, and the lot above it is also B3, so there's no requirements for landscaping.
I see. Okay.
Okay. No other questions? I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve CSP 25-40, subject to staff conditions.
Okay, Mr. Mulks made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Fletcher seconded the motion. Any questions on the motion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. That was the last of our items. I don't have anybody signed up for public comments. Anybody on the planning commission got any comments before Mr. J comes up to speak? Or
I got one.
okay, go ahead.
I just would like to thank Commissioner Underwood for reaching out to ask me to serve on the committee, and I'd like to thank Jay for coming to my office and trying to catch me up to speed. And it's an honor to serve. I'm a local farmer, local landowner, and what's going on in Baldwin County is very important to me, and I promise I'm going to do my dead level best.
Well, good. Doug, we're glad to have you on board, and you'll get plenty of opportunity to hopefully share your thoughts on as you get familiar with this.
Well, I'm going to keep it short today, but first I do have a little housekeeping item. Maybe I missed it. Did you guys approve the minutes?
Yes.
Okay, I just missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we didn't skip that.
No, we did.
Okay. Well, one, Doug, thank you for being willing to volunteer your time. I know it's it's tough, it takes up time, but we appreciate every one of you guys that volunteer your time every month and come do a great job for us. And glad to have you on board. And on introducing new people, we do have, we have a new staff member, James Howard, is our new natural resources planner that just started a couple weeks ago, but we're excited to have him on board, and he's working hard on a lot of stuff for our master plan that we've been talking to you guys about getting our inventory of all of our conservation lands and what's going on, and working with our team to get our natural resources plan going. I think that I'm really excited about where we're going to be going with all this. I think you guys will be too. Yeah, we're in a good spot with how we've got our regulations right now. We're getting our master plan right. I think we're doing a great job. You guys are a huge part of that, about how we're, guiding growth in the county and making sure that we're doing it in a healthy, sustainable way. But other than that, just Merry Christmas. Thank you guys again for everything you guys do for the county. Doug, glad to have you on board.
All right, thank you, staff, for, I'll just wrap it up for the year. Thank y'all for putting everything together, and went pretty smooth tonight. We had a lot of those two-lotters that made it pretty easy, but that's about the smoothest meeting I think we've had.
Well, we didn't want to run Doug off first meeting.
Well,
and it is holidays. So.
You spoiled him. You should have threw a couple in there. All right, if not, anybody else have any questions or comments? Merry Christmas to everybody. We will be adjourned until our January 8th, 2026 meeting then.